One thing that would be helpful if there was actually seems to be broken down. If there would be like a map, if there is a map, I know, but if there was like area map, Dawn's Keep or something like this, so I would at least know where the fuck I am. Oh, look! What do we have here?
What do you need? Right.
Locked.
What's up?
Ah! Ha 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 ha!
Righto.
I knew there was something fishy going on here.
Done.
What is it now? Of course.
Locked. How about you try to lockpick it? Maybe ward against simple spells.
I'm listening. Whatever you say.
Okay, let's see what we have here.
I'm here.
The hell? Hide, please. Hide.
Fine by me.
Hide. Thank you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Guys, seriously? Okay, I guess that wasn't it. I should memorize this pattern, I think. Hammer with embers, crossed axis, 2 wings, center.
Very well.
I don't know.
Yes, I see.
I guess there's a reason why this looks like the table. There's the hammer symbol. Can I do something here? Okay, so we suddenly found out about this secret hallway even though this other guy who searched for it for years didn't. Makes sense. Okay, hammer with embers. You heard a loud click, followed by 11 similar sounding clicks echoing through the room. Yeah, I guess I just disarmed the trap. Is there... this could be this symbol? And now to the 2 wings. I found...
Here.
You hear loud clattering coming from the round table room. Okay. Can I open this here now?
Done.
Ah, you heard a loud clattering noise coming from the room through the secret door. You gained experience. It wasn't that hard to figure out. Ooh.
I see.
Okay. Let's venture forth. Why not? Oh. The massive gear mechanism for the retractable stairwell is still creaking from recent operation.
Yes. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, you can check this out. There's a dead row here. Something. Scribbled note. If you're reading this note, then obviously you are a thief come to rob me of my hard-won riches. Sorry to disappoint you. Did you really think I would keep my valuables in such an obvious and unguarded place? Consider this note a warning. I do not care much for those who would poke their nose where it doesn't belong, and anyone caught practicing thievery in the town of East Haven shall answer to me, Hrothgar. Oh wait, that's the scribbled note too. Oops. Dwarf's note. This trap has left me for dead, but it's just as well. I have felt the evil within me since the moment I stepped foot in this crypt. My actions no longer my own, my thoughts confused, my will gone. Perhaps another will discover disturbance before it manages to overcome them. I found another road through a gaping hole in one of the prison cells in the Orc-infested area above this chamber, but it led to yet more of their foul kind, a large grotesque beast that I could have sworn was speaking with me. And perhaps the evil was within my mind even then.
You want me? Done.
What, do I have to fight Cthulhu now? Oh, as if I hadn't enough Cthulhu-based games already. Ow! Okay, who stepped on this trap? This beautiful monument appears to represent dwarven craftsmanship in the art of metallurgy. It also seems to have at one time been something functional.
Ready.
I have the feeling I will encounter lots of traps, lots of puzzles, and no enemies here. Because what kind of monsters would stay here? Or perhaps dwarven spirits or something. Let's go this way. You're a strange person. Ah! Defiler. Have you too come to desecrate the remains of our home? Absolutely not. Then why do you disturb the temple of Moradin? I was hoping to learn more of the conflict that occurred within this area. Two catastrophes occurred within Dawn's Deep. The first was the destruction of our community at the hands of the orcs. More recently, there has been the occupation of our cemetery, the tears of the dead by the necromancer Terrican. Tell me about the destruction of your community. Throughout the history of Dawns, we've always had to contend with the orc hordes that threatened our way of life. However, thanks to inspired diplomacy between the leaders of our community and the elves of the Severed Hand, we forged an alliance and kept both of our homes safe from harm. What happened? Corruption from within led to a falling out between our peoples. No longer organized into an effective, cohesive whole, it was only a matter of time before the orcs overwhelmed our settlements. What was the cause of the corruption? I am not certain, but it was apparent, at least from our perspective, that someone was deliberately attempting to seed mistrust between the dwarves and the elven communities. When the orcs began appearing far better equipped than in times previous, the elves began to suspect that dwarven smithies were in the lead with the hordes. Why would they think you would supply your enemies with weapons? The elves felt we could not control our appetite for gold, so we were accused of providing the orcs with superior armament. Later the elves took their accusations a step further, and accused us of arming the orcs with intention to having them destroy the Severed Hands. Who was providing the orcs with the arms? Not any dwarves within Dawn's Deep, I can tell you that much. We were warriors, not betrayers. If truth be told, I believe both communities were deceived by someone within one of our own families. I know not who, but I hope that when that person meets the end, they feel the pain of every dwarf and elf that lost their lives. I had some questions I wish to ask you. Certainly. What would you like to know? What can you tell me about Terrican? Terrican is a wretched necromancer that came to Dawns shortly after the strife that put an end to our community. He was aware of the tragedy that gripped Dawn's Deep, and knew it would serve as a fertile ground to continue his research. What was he researching? During the construction of the Deep, we had the misfortune of uncovering a cavern that housed an ancient vortex from the negative energy plane. No, I don't know if someone being from the plane felt our presence, or if the vortex itself was disturbed by the intrusion. But shortly thereafter, an undead began to appear. And these undead invaded Dawn's Deep? At first it was merely a skeleton or two, nothing we couldn't handle. But over time we received more and more reports of undead sightings. In the end, I don't think any of us were prepared for what became known as the Battle of the Dead. How did the battle begin? One morning, our community awoke to the screams of the son of Gemos. He had been playing within some of the caves near the forge and claimed he had seen a small group of skeletons. We sent a few men down to investigate. They returned, badly wounded. What had they found? Hundreds of skeletons, zombies, ghouls, and other undead had suddenly appeared in the Vortex cave, preparing to attack the settlement. Within time, working against us, we assembled our remaining soldiers and were forced to vanquish the deceased. But hundreds of undead with even greater numbers to follow, the dwarves would have been greatly outnumbered. No Dawn's dwarf would concede defeat while our community was threatened. Our wounded began to accumulate, and many of our brethren joined the attackers in spiritual unrest as they, just as it appeared that we might have to retreat, a miracle occurred. A miracle? From within the tides of flesh and bone emerged Gemos, hacking at the dead around him with a fevered glee, bellowing with laughter. With each swing of his weapon, the undead around him disintegrated, regardless of whether he struck them or not. It was a beautiful sight to see, my friend. So the undead fell around him just by his presence. How is that possible? Gemos and our community were touched by Moradin that day. We later discovered the voice that had brought forth the undead was somehow reversed, returning the spirits to their home in the plane of negative energy. Then Terrican came along as a necromancer and must have heard about the vortex, correct? Yes. Our community no longer inhabited these chambers. Terrican took up residence in the Hall of Heroes with a determination to restore the vortex. He is convinced that if he unlocks its secrets, he will be able to manipulate the other vortices throughout Faerun. How? It seems the energy of the vortex would kill any man that approached it. Terrican knew no mortal man could ever master the vortex. Shortly after his arrival in our home, he began preparing himself for the rituals necessary to become a lich. I have no idea how you speak these out. Fortunately, Terrican must have neglected that some of the proper enchantments, as the powers he wields are inferior to much of his kind. If so, can you stop him? Terrican is much more powerful than I. I am fortunate I continue to inhabit these chambers with my own mind. Once Terrican learns of any dead within these halls, he seeks to destroy their will with their necromantic arts. Anything that lives, he slays. I could destroy Terrican for you. That would not be an easy task. You cannot destroy Terrican by striking him down. It is his life force that sustains him, not his shell. Oh, his phylactery. His life force? Liches store their life forces within specifically constructed phylacteries. Told you. Most liches go to great lengths to protect their phylacteries, often placing them in remote locations where no one can find them, then safeguarding them with enchantments. Terrican, however, feels his phylacteries safest close to him, and he has placed it within a crypt in the Halls of Heroes. So all we have to do is reach there and destroy it. The phylactery is not something that can be destroyed by common means. To destroy it, you will need to remove it from this plane, a daunting task to be certain, not less daunting than the other impossibilities we've been forced to endure in coming north. How can we remove the phylactery from this plane? This is where fortune favors us. The very vortex that Terrican is studying can destroy him as well. It lies within the Halls of Heroes, inside the tomb of Gemos. Any undead being, regardless of power, is pulled back to the dreadful plane of existence upon entry into the tomb. That is why I've never been able to enter the tomb myself. So I would need to take the